Welcome to TTM Cast, your sports collectibles podcast. TTM Cast is brought to you by WannaShuffle, the free monthly autograph trading service, and by Resolution Photo Matching, the industry leader in game-used authentication. Also supported by sportscollectorsdaily.com. If it happens in the hobby, you'll find it on sportscollectorsdaily.com. And sponsored by gemrate.com. The latest grading statistics from the 4 major grading companies are just a click away. Visit gemrate.com. It's free. And now, here's our host, Drew Pelto.
Well, hello, everybody. Once again, we are coming to you here with TTM Cast. It's your sports collectibles podcast, a place where we talk all things TTM, cards, autographs, collecting, and a whole lot more. We are here in season number 8, episode number 6. Coming to you here on the evening of March the 13th, Friday, March 13th. Friday the 13th, always a solid day to do anything, really, I think. But, yeah, maybe not so much. But we are a nationally ranked sports collectibles podcast. I am Drew Pelto, host of the show, joined here by our co-host, Arron Littleton. Good to have you back in the co-host seat there, as always.
Thanks. It's good to be back, and let's have a great show.
Absolutely. Well, a lot to talk about here, obviously. I mean, the World Baseball Classic is in full swing. We're whittling our way from 8 down to 4. The final 8 teams, of course, Canada, Puerto Rico, the U.S., Italy, Japan, South Korea, the Dominican Republic, and Venezuela. U.S. just knocking off Canada moments before we recorded this. And a little bit earlier on, I believe it was the Dominican Republic beating South Korea. So we'll get U.S. versus the Dominican Republic, and that's going to be one heck of a matchup there between those two. I think right now, I have to say the Dominicans are kind of the favorite right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Team USA, as much as I hate to say this, is being in the World Baseball Classic is a little bit of a tenuous proposition, as it were, always for Team USA. You know, we don't always load up our pitchers. We don't always have the best of luck. So they've definitely got their work cut out for them against a very loaded Dominican Republic team here in a couple days.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're only, about 12 days away from the first pitch of the Major League Baseball season, which we'll be talking a bit more about that when we get into Grapher DIY. So don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves there with any of that. But we've also got basketball going on. March Madness, of course. We've got I believe the bracket reveal is coming this weekend. I think maybe on like Sunday evening, if I remember right. But Miami of Ohio, the hot team this year, out of nowhere went 31 games before finally losing one here. And it's crazy that a team that was 31-0 at one point might somehow get left out of the tournament, which to me is completely insane. But it's possible, and God, I hope not. I think they deserve it more than just about any team in the country to be able to be a part of the tournament.
I mean, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. You go on that type of heater for that long, a sustained run like that you might miss it altogether. That's crazy. But I've not been paying a lot of attention to college basketball here recently. But when the tournament starts, I'm gonna be locked in.
I'm the same way. I typically don't watch any college basketball until day one of the tournament. I will put on any and every game. I mean, if there's some way to have all 4 channels, that there are however many channels, but probably about 4 of them or so, they'll be running them all at the same time. If there's a way to watch all 4 of those at once, I probably will find the way to do that. At least I'll be switching back and forth between a few of them there. But yeah, I mean, I'm not a big basketball fan because, I mean, look at me, for God's sake. I'm 5'8", so that's shorter than any. I think there's maybe 5 NBA players ever in the league's entire history who are shorter than me. So it's not exactly my best, the sport that I follow the most there, but you put in a tournament time and I will watch every single game. In other news here related to the show, you may remember it's been almost a year now since I said, hey, I'm going to make a TTM Cast card of me and Arron, get it printed up and have signed copies of it. That, people, if any listeners want a copy, they can send a self-addressed stamped envelope once I get my P.O. box set up. Well, it took me almost a year to finally get around to it, but my wife and I finally set up a P.O. box there. So the good news is we can finally get those cards sent out to people. I think we signed a stack of 80 of them or so out of the 200 something I printed there. So, yeah.
Yeah, so if you want our autograph, I'm not sure why, but you can definitely get one. So, yeah, check it out.
Yeah, so if anybody wants one out there, our address here, just send to Drew Pelto, P.O. Box 140421, Irving, Texas, 75014. So if you really want one, send a self-addressed stamped envelope. We'll get one out to you there. I mean, it's a cost of 2 stamps to be able to get the things. So all yours if you want. We've got a whole bunch of them here. And I mean, I'll have them with me at the National as well. So if we run into any listeners out there, find us out there. Of course, as the National gets closer, we'll be talking a lot about that. Still waiting on the signing news. We haven't heard anything about any autograph signers yet, have we?
No, we are dying inside to find out who's going to be signing at the National. I check it every day. So I am now like a top listener of the or whatever, top interactor of the Nationals Facebook page, and they are just dogging me, man. I want to know so bad who's going to be there, so I can get all my cards ready, and it makes it feel real, when the signers start coming out, you're like, man, we're really going. Let's go. Let's get these cards, and it ramps up the excitement considerable amount. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So quit holding out on us. Give us something. My goodness.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I need a little bit of time to be able to get my photos found and printed and everything there too. And yeah, it's killing me that they still haven't gotten those out yet there, because I mean, I'd really like to have those sooner rather than later. I mean, some of these guys can be tough to find. I mean, who's that Giants offensive lineman they had at the 2022 show? I think I found a whole 1 or 2 photos of him. It's like, well, all right, it's something at least. But yeah, I mean, it's like some of these guys take a little bit of effort to find stuff on. We'll hope we get some news on that here coming soon in the next couple of weeks. But in the meantime, I have finally started breaking down and resorting all of my stuff from spring training of 2025, which obviously I didn't go this year at all because we've got our summer trip going on there. But finally got around to starting to break down all of my binders and stuff and get stuff resorted from that. So that's taken up all of my last couple weeks here, probably still a few more days, since I'm just now getting into the Arizona stuff after resorting the Florida teams that I have never seen, but have set aside just in case. So, yeah, finally getting around to breaking all that down. I need to buy some 2025 sets as well. So if there's any listeners out there who have good deals on those or know where I can find good deals on them, I'm trying to find the 2025 Bowman Prospects, Bowman Draft, Topps Pro Debut, Topps Base, and Topps Update sets. I found most of them at decent prices on eBay. Pro Debut has been an absolute killer. For some reason, that has like tripled in price from last year's set. So, yeah, kind of weird that for that. But if anybody's got a lead on any of those or has some for sale for a decent price, definitely let me know. I'd like to get my hands on those. And finally, some in-person graphing coming up. We got some Rangers alumni events are going on over the next couple of weeks down here in the DFW area. So starting tomorrow or today, as this podcast will be going up on the internet tomorrow, should be seeing Pete O'Brien, and I think it's Mike Adams was the other one there that will be at this event. So hopefully I'll get some stuff signed there, and might have a few raffle prizes upcoming here, because we didn't do a drawing here for March, but we're looking at doing one for April with some random autographs in it. So stay tuned for that. We'll let you know, how that goes and what cards we put out there as the prize. Aaron, how have your last couple weeks gone?
Yay! For the first thing, there's nothing better than random autographs for the first thing. That's kind of what we do here, is random autographs. It's kind of our wheelhouse. Yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned Pro Debut. Normally, I always have had it traditionally on my Christmas lists for my very not baseball card inclined family to buy me a box of Pro Debut. And they normally run somewhere between $70 to $90-ish depending on the year. You can get a sealed hobby box for that, maybe a little bit more. But yeah, this year I took one look at the prices. I don't know if it's Connor Griffin or what the deal is, but it's like, I mean, yeah, inflation hit the Pro Debut world pretty hard for this year.
I blame Fanatics personally, but that's just me. So
I mean, it's kind of like blame Canada, just blame Fanatics.
Right. Yeah, it's the most convenient there.
So my week, kind of the big thing, I already posted this on Instagram. So if you follow me on Instagram, you've already seen this, but not like a huge thing, a huge pickup for normal people. But for me, the nostalgia was off the charts. I've mentioned that on the show before that I have been a huge collector of a 90s sports statue line called Headliners. And I actually got Dennis Rodman to sign one at the Dallas Card Show probably about a year ago. Well, in the 90s, after the headliners were popular, they kind of did a spin-off where Headliner XL, and so they made humongous versions of the little ones, right? And so I was able to pick up one of Pudge, who was my guy for the Rangers in the 90s, Yvonne Rodriguez. I was able to pick up one of his Pudge Headliner XLs, and let me tell you, the value in Headliners has dropped precipitously because I bought this for $8 in the original packaging. But hey, man, I'm not griping about it. But yeah, if you were in the 90s hoping to, send your kids to college or retire off your Headliner collection, that was probably a fool's errand, to say the least. But for me personally, I enjoy the nostalgia. And then really the only actual baseball card that I got this week was the 2025 Panini Prism. There's a super short print of variation, which is the snakeskin variation. I picked up that one of Michael Young, and yeah, so that set's coming along pretty well. I've got a lot of the more rare ones out of the way. Yeah, and so that was it for Michael Young, and we are on spring break this week. I know different obviously school districts have it different times, but ours was this week. And so I spent some time today and going forward, sorting my cards for the National, so I will have some basic idea of the things that I have and the things that I need. So and I'm posting a little bit of that on Instagram, so you can check out my Instagram and see all the cool Michael Young pickups that I've had.
That's the same reason why I started breaking down all that spring training stuff finally here this week. It's like, okay, we're going to see, two of the Braves minor league teams. So, all right, I guess I better get all those Florida ones all situated there so I can figure out, okay, who do I have there for their AAA and A-ball teams, and a couple others there, just get everything updated there. So we're both kind of on the same page. And it's something we'll be talking about at Grafford DIY this week. So there's a perfect little segue into that. Grafford DIY is going to be all about season prep this year, since, like I said, we're 12 days away from first pitch of the Major League season. Minor league season not very far behind there. And yeah, we talk about all sports on here, but the biggest one typically is baseball. So this is always a big time of the year for us here as that season starts. Of course, we have all of our regular segments, including Baker's Dozen, talking about upcoming signings and news around the world of collectibles. We've got Hobby Happenings, talking about some upcoming shows all around the country. That is sponsored by WannaShuffle. We'll be talking to Belinda Wheeler from WannaShuffle as well. We'll follow it up with Grafford DIY and then Making the Grade. Making the Grade will, of course, contain the big three, courtesy of Gem Rate. We also have the Stamp Approval, sponsored by Resolution Photo Matching. We'll talk about the Vern Rapp Minute, covering deaths in the world of sports, celebrity, music, movies, and politics. And the main reason why we all are here, our TTM returns, finish out the show. If you'd like to get a hold of us, Arron, what is that email address for people to get a hold of us?
Well, that would be ttmcast@yahoo.com.
There you go. And if you want to get a hold of either of us individually, you can find me at dfwgrapher.com is my website. dfwgrapher@gmail.com is my email address. And you can find me on most social media at dfwgrapher. Arron, where can the people find you?
The hub for that is Instagram. You can check out Arron's Sports Card Explosion. That is my handle on Instagram, and you can see the wonderful 2025 Panini Boys of Summer cards that I posted today. Yeah, you can see the 1-of-1 platinum from that set that I have. That's pretty significant. And if you want to follow all of the shenanigans and hijinks and possible skullduggery that's going to be happening on the tour this on mine and Drew's trip this summer, then you can check out the Eternal Graphing Tour. That is the normal hub to follow my quest to visit every affiliated ballpark in the United States and Canada. And this year, hopefully, God willing, we will get over 100 ballparks ballparks visited. And so, yeah, the Eternal Graphing Tour with underscores in between each of those words.
Skullduggery is a possibility, but no brouhahas. Interesting.
We'll have to mix some of that in. We'll have to switch it up.
I'm sure there probably will be some at some point in there. So there you go. Give us a follow if you haven't yet. You know where to find us now. So go ahead and do so as we move on in to Baker's Dozen.
Baker's Dozen, sponsored by SportsCollectorsDaily.com.
Smart collectors turn to Sports Collectors Daily to stay up to date. From new releases to incredible collections hitting the auction block, news from inside the business of sports collectibles, and much more, Sports Collectors Daily has it, all with no subscription cost. SC Daily also delivers a live look at the most watched sports card auctions on eBay for every sport. Sign up to get the headlines in your email for free, or just visit the website whenever you like. With 16,000 stories in the archive going back 16 years, there's always plenty to read at SportsCollectorsDaily.com.
Baker's Dozen is a quick summary of all things around the news and info of the autograph world, especially some upcoming releases and some upcoming signings. I want to remind you to check out my approximately weekly, now kind of bi-weekly article on sportscollectorsdaily.com. I typically update that every week to 2 weeks on whatever I'm able to haul in my collection, any other autograph topics that come to mind. They've got all sorts of great stuff there, though, on their site. So make sure to check it out daily, as it says right there in the name, sportscollectorsdaily.com. Best source you'll find for any news about the hobbies. TTM Cast store, ttmcast.com. Make sure you go and check that out. If you haven't bought a t-shirt yet, make sure you go ahead and do so. We gave one away a couple months ago, I guess a couple months ago now, to Andrew Tuttle was our winner on that. Should be heading his way here this week. So hopefully we'll be getting that very soon. Finally got around to putting that one in. We'll probably have a couple other shirt giveaways throughout the year here as well. But if you don't want to wait around for your chance to win one, go and buy one. ttmcast.com. Up on the top banner, click on the TTM Cast store for a chance to purchase your own. Also want to remind you that we're doing another order of SIG Spot cards. If you need any for the upcoming season, we're doing those for we can do them with any team, any city on them. We'll do the colors just right on those and give you something to get signed in case you see somebody sign that you don't have a card of. We can do them for any city, any sports. Just, let us know what you're looking for. Go and check out ttmcast.com and the SIG Spot link up in that top banner as well. Shoot us a comment there on the form with what you're looking for, and we'll get back with you and get all that figured out. Got some upcoming releases here to talk about as well across multiple sports. We've got some hockey, some soccer, some baseball, got some basketball in there, and a little bit of multi-sport there as well. Start with the hockey here. We've got the Upper Deck New York Rangers Centennial hockey set coming out on March the 18th. You get 9 cards per pack with 15 packs per box, 2 autographs in there, along with 48 inserts per box. Pre-sale price, that one's going to run $140.
All right, I had to get my pre-show stretching in so that I could do this next read, okay? We've also got 2025, 2026 Topps Chrome Bundesliga soccer set that will drop on March the 18th. Anytime you get the opportunity to say Bundesliga, you got to really make it count. There will be 4 cards per pack. There'll be 20 packs per box, and that set will include 2 autos, or each box will include 2 autos, 22 inserts, or parallels per box. And the pre-sale price for that is $170.
Moving to some baseball here, we've got the 2026 Topps Heritage Baseball coming out on March the 18th. 8 cards per pack, 20 packs per box with 1 auto or relic per box as well. Pre-sale price on that is running $150.
Also, we have a 2025 Upper Deck World of Sports Volume 2, which will drop on March the 25th. In that, you will get 12 cards per pack. You'll get 12 packs per box, very even and round numbers there. And you'll get 1 auto and 35 inserts per box. And the pre-sale price for that is $110.
Got some basketball coming here as well. The 2025-2026 Panini Contenders Euro League set comes out on March the 25th. In that, you're going to see 12 cards per pack with 4 packs per box, 2 autographs, and 12 inserts or parallels in each of those boxes. Pre-sale price on that is going to run approximately $80.
And we have the 2026 Onyx Vintage Baseball that will drop on March the 31st. You'll have 5 cards per pack and 30 packs per box, and 5 autos and 5 parallels per box. The pre-sale price for that is $150.
Lastly, one other Panini baseball offering here is going to be the 2026 Panini USA Stars and Stripes Prism set. April the 3rd is the release date on that, Good Friday, and it's always a Good Friday whenever a product like that drops. 12 cards per pack, 12 packs per box. You'll have 6 autographs or memorabilia cards in each of those boxes, 30 inserts and parallels as well. Pre-sale price on that, only $120. Got a few signings upcoming here as well to talk about. These ones all taking place in the later part of April, mid to late April. Try to keep it to ones that start at $25 or less. And we're starting with Chris Dulley. You can find him on sportscollectors.net on the screen name of CPDINC. He's got some Cardinals coming up on on April the 12th. Jack Clark is going to be signing starting at $15. Bernard Gilkey starting at $15 as well. And from the football Cardinals, we've got Roger Werley starting at $20 each.
And then Silverback Sports is going to have a quartet of people, 2 of them being former Texas Ranger greats. I jest, of course. We have Dave Burba, who's going to be signing for them on April the 15th. That signing starts at $15 per item. And then on the 18th, they are going to have Chris Benson, also for $15 per item. That rounds out the Texas Ranger great list. And then they will have on April the 20th, they will have Brian Hunter. That is the first baseman, Brian Hunter, not the outfielder. And I do believe that he threw left-handed and batted right-handed. I believe that is the correct Brian Hunter.
Yes.
And that was awesome because that's what I did. And there were not many of those dudes around. Right. And so I may have to jump in on this signing. I've always loved that fact about him. That signing will start also at $15 per item. And lastly, he will have Sixto Lezcano signing on April the 24th, also for $15. And for more information about that, you can check out silverbacksports.net.
I just looked it up, and yes, Brian Hunter did indeed bat righty and throw lefty. So you are correct on that one.
I remembered from the 90s. Go me.
Yes. We also got Jeff Fedorko with several signings upcoming. You can find him on Instagram at Double J Cards Collectibles. April 25th, he's going to have former Giants pitcher Kelly Downs starting at $12 an item. And on April the 30th, he's going to have 3 members of the formerly Oakland A's coaching staff. Mike Aldretti will be at $15 each. He's going to have Ramon Hernandez and Bobby Crosby at $13 each on those. Aldretti, I might have to get in on that because he's a former Cleveland Indian that I have never gotten before.
We also have Under the Radar Sports, who is going to have a bevy, a menagerie, if you will, of baseball signers on April the 25th. We will do this in descending price order. You'll have Elias Sosa, Javier Vasquez, and Kurt Reeder, all starting at $20 per item. He will have Mike Fitzgerald, Tom Foley, our good friend Tom Foley from when we used to graph the Rays when they would come to Arlington. Spaceman Bill Lee, Dennis Boucher, and Rondell White. All of those guys, $15 per item. All of that is going on April the 25th. And for more information about that, you can check out undertheradarsports.net.
Lastly, we've got East Coast Collectors Service. You can find them at eastcoastcollectorsservice.com. We've got several signers upcoming. The only one that fits into our goal of affordability here, though, is Howard Johnson signing for them on April the 18th. $15 an item on him. I believe that may be a cards-only signing, though. So if you want a bigger item done, you're out of luck on that. But $15 each on cards for them. That'll be, once again, at eastcoastcollectorsservice.com. If you want more info about these signings and other signings at all different price levels, go and check out sportscollectors.net. Costs $15 a year to join, and they have so much great info on there. So if you're not on there, you should be, because it's going to be the best best resource out there for TTMers if you're not a member. Next up, I think it's time to look at hobby happenings. But first, of course, that is sponsored by WannaShuffle, and we're going to talk to Belinda Wheeler.
You heard that right. It's time for Hobby Happenings. Hobby Happenings is proudly sponsored by WannaShuffle, the free monthly autograph trading service. For more information, check out WannaShuffle on Instagram, Facebook, or at wannashuffle.com.
All right, well, it is the middle of the month, and we got an update here from Belinda Wheeler from over at WannaShuffle. So first off, good to have you back on here.
Thanks so much, Drew. Good to be here with you.
So we didn't get an update on how the February stuff went, but by now I think everybody's probably gotten their February shuffles in. Hopefully the mail has not been that slow for anybody, but hopefully everyone's got them. What were some of the numbers we saw from last month?
So we know for January we had the 265. February was around 250, which was great. I thought that was an excellent follow-up to the bumper, submissions that we had for January. So everyone is still very happy, shuffling, and that's great because I love doing the shuffle each month.
Anytime you can get over 200 on there, it just seems like so amazing to me because it's like,
yeah.
I know there's a lot of TTMers and even a lot of in-person collectors out there, but to see 250 in a month, there's like, whoa, this is a good sized community. It's good to see them getting involved.
Yeah, it's really great. It's just, there's a lot of regulars, which is just fantastic. And then, there's new people kind of coming on and that. So yeah, it's been wonderful. I cannot complain at all, my friend.
Nice. So once again, we always try to talk about, some of the cool stuff that's come in right now. I know you said that it's a little short so far here, but what do we got here? What's been some of the kind of cool stuff you've seen so far?
Yeah, so I must confess to everyone, I apologize, friends, but I've got a huge stack of envelopes to start kind of cataloging as I do, noting who brought stuff in and everything so that when I do the shuffle, I can kind of, note also what they got in response and everything. And friends, I have not opened up a single envelope, so I have no updates to share on that, but it will be an excellent surprise for all of us at the end of the month when we talk, because I will definitely be able to provide a better, comprehensive response to that. So, sorry, friends, but thanks for that, Drew.
It's all good. I mean, you've got such a great system down for this, so it's like knowing that you're a little behind and it still comes up. It's like that's freaking cool as all hell to me. So, yeah.
Well, thank you, my friend. Yeah, it took a little bit to get that system going, but it really is a well-oiled machine, and it's great. Because, if anyone kind of reaches out and was like, I haven't got my thing yet, or, did I send something in this month or something, I can quickly usually go on and then be like, yes, it was this or whatever. So, and it's also good to do that too, because then hopefully, I don't repeatedly send someone the exact same card that I've given them like 3 years, 3 months in a row or something like that. So yeah, that system is definitely very, very helpful, and it's patiently waiting for me. I think this weekend, hopefully I'll be able to start doing some cataloging of what's come in.
As organized as I tend to be on a lot of collectible stuff, that would have me hitting my head against a wall. So more power to you for being able to do all that there. That's always great.
Thanks, my friend.
Yeah. So among you always have the bonus items and everything every month there. What do we got for this month here for March?
Yeah, for March, I just kind of mixed it up a little bit, and it's just the WannaShuffle t-shirt. And when I say just, it's like the WannaShuffle t-shirt. Yes. It's equally as awesome as the TTM Cast t-shirt. So we've got the WannaShuffle t-shirt and a WannaShuffle sticker. So that's the giveaway for March. So when the person finds out that they have actually won the giveaway, I will give them the details of my colleague who is actually the third party who makes the t-shirts, and they'll be able to talk about sizing and shipping and all that kind of stuff, and she'll be able to get that out to them. So I'm excited for whoever does get that giveaway at the end of the month.
Nice. Just to make sure, do you have t-shirts on your website and such, or are they kind of special order right now, or how is that all working out?
Yeah, so I have, so it is kind of more, I have a QR code on the website, and I've also put it on Facebook and Instagram, where people can, obviously just with their phone do it, and it'll take the person directly to the PayPal shop front that my friend has, where you can like order the t-shirts, from sizes medium to I think it's 2XL. And the t-shirts themselves for almost all of the sizes, with the exception of the 2X, I think it is $20 each. And then there's just the shipping depending on where you're located. So yes, if people don't want to wait to see if they get the giveaway, they can certainly go on at any time and order those now. Or they can, wait to see, and if they didn't get it, then they can, go ahead and order there. But it's something extra, something fun, which is always good. Just like the TTM cast merch that you guys have.
Yeah, I definitely like that. I'll have to make sure I get one before my big trip this summer there and wear that out on the road a couple times.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome, awesome.
Yeah. So any update, Raul, on any new additions or removals from the list of teams that you really need stuff from?
Yeah, thanks for that, my friend. Well, I think kind of a bit more of a comprehensive summary than what I gave last time. I think pretty much for the most part, we can say any sports, and this being, Major League Baseball, basketball, football, hockey, from any of these states, Michigan, Wisconsin, Illinois, Texas, Massachusetts, Louisiana, California, Pennsylvania, Florida, and Ohio. I just continually get like buku requests for those. And it doesn't mean, that if you have cards from these other states that they won't be welcomed. They will definitely be welcomed, but I just get an overwhelming request rate for the major sports from those states. And then also I get a number of people requesting boxing, wrestling, UFC, or MMA in that area, soccer, NASCAR, or other racing, and then some increased requests for non-sport, whether it's TV people, music, movies, as well. So yeah, but anything is appreciated, on a manufactured card, whether it's, Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, Fleer, any of those. No, you can send in something like a signature on an index card or something like that, but please know that that would be considered a bonus that you would be sending for your first like for your main trade. It still has to be that autographed, on a manufactured card. But,
nice. Well, you mentioned Texas and Ohio in there, and I'm actually about to go to a signing on Saturday that's going to have a former Indian and Ranger in it. So it's like, all right, I'm probably going to have to send one in from there, though,
nice.
To help things out. So
yeah, awesome. That'd be great.
Any other thoughts on stuff for this month at all, or just anything in particular going on with WannaShuffle that's worth highlighting?
If I can, I'll just kind of just remind people how they can get involved with WannaShuffle, which would be great. If you can send in an already autographed card, and remember that can be through the mail, in person, or a certified autograph that, came from Topps or Panini, etc. directly. Send those in with a stamp stamped self-addressed envelope to WannaShuffle at P.O. Box 68, Cordova, South Carolina 29118. And I please ask, if friends, can you please make sure to protect your card when you send it in. USPS is being absolutely brutal lately with some of these envelopes. I'm getting some severely torn envelopes, and luckily I haven't lost any of the contents yet, or the cards haven't been too mashed up, but it's been an absolute miracle because these envelopes are getting absolutely creamed by the Postal Service. I think those mailing machines are just like, they're tired, they want to go on vacation and they can't yet. So yes, please protect your card. And then also just to remind people, it is still currently one submission per person per month. So, if it's a mom and a daughter, a dad or a son or whatever, remember dad can submit one for himself, the son can submit one for himself, but it's per person per month. And then also please feel free to include a list of any of the team sports, non-sports that you collect, and I will try my best to send you an autographed card in return that kind of matches your PC. But do please know that that cannot be guaranteed, as I do not know each month what submissions will be sent in. So please give me some grace with that. But yeah, otherwise it's all good, and feel free to reach out to me on Instagram, WannaShuffle. Wanna _ shuffle. Facebook is just WannaShuffle, and then my website that I should keep up with more that I don't, but I'm much better on the social media, is WannaShuffle.com.
And don't try to get around the one per person by coming up with a bunch of fake names either. I've been so tempted to send one with Jimbo McNulty on there or something like that. Like, yeah, we'll see if we can sneak this in, but no, I haven't yet.
Too funny, my friend. Too funny.
Yep. So, all right. Well, good to know. It's got all the info on there. I think we got everything covered. Any other thoughts at all before we move on?
No, just, happy spring to everyone. I know we've got the WBC coming up this weekend, and USA just squeaked through. So it will be interesting to see how we do. And, spring training and NASCAR, Tyler Reddick is, winning a whole bunch. It's just all sorts of stuff with all the different sports. Just everyone enjoy spring as it comes along. So appreciate everyone.
2 weeks away from first pitch on baseball season there, and I'm basically sitting here counting down the days until it. So yeah, definitely good.
Yep. Thanks, my friend.
Well, there you go. Once again, that's Belinda Wheeler from WannaShuffle joining us here. Make sure you give her a follow on all the social media that she just mentioned and get in on this month's Shuffle Trade. Well, a big thanks to Belinda for joining us on their monthly update. I'm talking about WannaShuffle, and nice to see things are still going very well there, and hopefully we've got a lot of listeners that are getting in on that as well. Right now here in Hobby Happenings, let's take a look and see what we've got for shows upcoming. These are going to be the late March shows, kind of mid to late part of the month here. As we're going to start out with the Texas Sports Hall of Fame Collectors Show taking place on the 20th and 21st of March. It's going to be at the Texas Sports Hall of Fame down in Waco. Admission is $10. You're going to have 40 tables there, but 5 signers, including Alvin Robertson and Mel Renfro. For more information, go on Facebook and check out Texas Sports Hall of Fame Collectors Show.
We also have the Washer City Card Con, which is going on March the 21st. It will be at the DMACC. I have no idea what that stands for, but it is in Newton, Iowa. Hopefully, if you're in Newton, Iowa, you know more about that than I do. And admission there is free. That's what I know. You can't beat free. They will have 4 signers there, including Seneca Wallace and Pat Angerer. And for more information about that, you can check out UnitedWayOfJasperCounty.org.
Up in Massachusetts, we've got the Dedham Show coming on March the 22nd. It'll be at the Holiday Inn in Dedham, Mass. $3 admission costs on there. Not quite as good as free, but pretty darn close. They're going to have Chris Chelios and Dave Christian both signing autographs out there. For more information on that, go and check out cardboardpromotions.com.
And then we also have the Pittsburgh 500 show, which is going on March the 27th through the 29th at the Monroeville Convention Center. Admission there is also free. And they will have Barry Foster and Richard Mendenhall there signing. For more information about that, you can check out pittsburghcardshow.com.
Heading back up to Massachusetts again, we've got the Northeast Sports Card Expo on March 28th through the 29th. Be at the Marriott in Quincy, Mass. No info, unfortunately, on the admission cost there, but their website might have it on there. They're going to have 10 signers, including Ronnie Lippett and Jim Lonborg. For more information, as I said, check out their website at northeastcardexpo.com.
And then we also have the New Jersey Card and Memorabilia Expo, which will be going on March the 28th. At the Secaucus Recreation Center. Admission there is $5. They'll have 6 signers, including the great he who used to throw out people from his knees, Benito Santiago, will be there, and also Ramon Martinez. For more information about that, you can check out Real Signings on Facebook.
Meanwhile, in Pennsylvania, we've got the Ephrata Lions Club card show on March 28th. It'll be at the Pennsylvania Recreation Center. Apparently, this show's been running yearly for like 46 years, I think it said, something like that, 40 some years at least. Admission there is $7. LeVar Arrington is going to be signing autographs as well. For more info on that, check out EphrataLions.org. That is EPHRATA.
And lastly, we have the Marlboro Show, which is going on April the 4th at Solomon Pond Mall in Marlboro, Mass. The admission there is free. Again, cannot be free. And they will have 3 signers, including Tilly Bantakane and Bob Carpenter. For more information about that, you can check out cardboardpromotions.com.
I totally typoed that. That's totally Bantacane there, but yeah, that's on me for that one. So yeah.
I don't name the places. I don't write the thing. I just read it. That's
Yeah, this one goes totally on
That's
me. I
my
butchered
lane,
that
and
one on the spelling there. So yeah. It's funny too. I mean, if you look up at what I wrote there on the Dedham show there as well on our rundown sheet here, I completely screwed up Chris Chelios's name too, which I mean, I've typed Chelios probably, 500 times in my life. And somehow I have it as like something that looks like part Chelios and part Cornholio there. So it's like that is not what I was going for at all. So I will try to do better on my editing next episode. But hey, remember that many of these shows offer mail-ins as well. Make sure you visit cravetheauto.com for more upcoming shows and signings all over the country. Right now, let's move on to Grapher DIY.
Ready for some tips and tricks? It's time for Grapher DIY.
Well, Grapher DIY is just something we do every so often on here. Just, kind of give our tips and tricks to the Grapher community. And right now, I think it's time we talk about a little bit of preseason prep work here because, like we've been saying here, we are 12 days away from the first pitch of baseball season and not too far away from the start of minor league season. And, Arron, we both mentioned there in the intro to the show, we're both working on, getting stuff sorted for the upcoming season. And the big thing coming to mind right now is how early is too early to start, buying cards that you need or think you're going to need at least for the season. Is there ever a too early? Is there obviously there's, too late, but is it ever too early to really get started on this? Or is now a good time? Is it better to do it closer when the games start? What's your thought on it?
we do a lot of minor league graphing, and so there's a lot of different minor league teams. And so the guys that you may hope are coming to your level that may come through your town may or may not to start the season. Normally it almost is a given that Frisco is going to start with the Corpus Christi Hooks, and who knows how many of their top prospects are going to be on that roster. And so for me, I generally tend to, obviously you can sort your stuff and be like, okay, these are the guys who may be coming in. For me, I try to wait until at least when, they break spring training and it's like, all right, these are the guys who may, based on, their performance last year in the leagues that they ended up in, maybe. But last year, it was just a humongous swing and a miss. So you can do it anytime, but you can also be wrong anytime.
Yeah, I'm still having nightmares of Cam Smith last year. I'm thinking, oh, hey, yeah, this guy's definitely going to be in Corpus because, he played like 6 games or so or something like that with with Knoxville or whatever it was before he got traded over to the Astros org there. And what happens? No, he goes from 6 games of Double-A up to, starting at the major league level. And here I sat, having bought 10 cards in prep or whatever. It's like, well, those are going to be sitting there for quite a while then at this point. But yeah, it kind of sucks this point in the season because it's all, like you said, it's just an educated guess really to try to get all those early games going. And if you try to stock up on stuff for teams later on in the season, even into May or June, you may have a guy who starts the season Double-A and oh no, he's way too good. We're gonna move him up to Triple-A. You may see another guy who's starts in Double-A. It's like, well, he's way overmatched. Move him back down to High A, and there you sit on these cards for a couple of years until you see them again. So yeah, it kind of sucks right now, frankly. But I will say for the first time, I'm actually considering trying to look at. I know you're big on buying team sets that you'll get them for any team you go and see. You'll go like you pick up like the Fayetteville set, for example, to get these guys for Corpus and all that. And I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, you know what? I might have to do that. I might have to, especially if I look back through like the MILB store. I took a peek on there earlier and saw that there's a lot of older sets that can be picked up for fairly cheap. And I'm like, all right, this might be worth, grabbing a few of these old ones and see if there's something I can use from. Maybe get some guys that are, coaches somewhere or something like that. So it's going to be a little bit of research to see to, make sure I don't grab, a 25 card set that has absolutely nothing that I need from it. But I might have to start following your footsteps and do that now on a couple teams.
It's interesting because, yeah, for the last several years, I have just, regardless of what I thought the rosters were going to be or whatever, I would buy the Hickory Crawdads team set because that was High A for the Rangers. Well, now it's the Spartan, Hub City Spartanburgers. And so I actually got that set at the end of last year. So I don't have to do that this year. But yeah, if you've got especially minor league team, I would buy the previous year's team set of the level below them. And now for me, it's like, if you live like 10 minutes from the ballpark and you don't have to, get, quite get as much bang for your buck. But for me, it's like I'm driving 2 hours and I would rather spend an extra $20 to get an extra 10 or 15 autos. It's like I'm only going to be down there so many times. And I would rather get more autos than less. And so obviously, service of that goal, the more cards that you have of people who are going to be there, even if you don't think that they're going to pan out, obviously the better you can do.
Of course, for all the Rookies app users out there, for anybody with with an iPhone or an iPad, get on the Rookies app, and probably now is the time to start getting going on all that stuff as well. Which that's something I'm going to look into trying to do for the trip this summer, is go through all the top 30s of all the teams whose affiliates we're going to be seeing and make my own cards through the Rookies app there for anybody who doesn't have any. So I haven't used it, but I've seen a lot of people who have gotten stuff made through them, and I really like the stuff that comes out there. So yeah, I think I'm going to give that a try this year. We'll see how that goes. So if there's anybody else who uses that, probably now is the time to really get going on that as well. Arron, have you done anything with the Rookies app yet at all, or have you checked it out? Or, well, first off, do you have an Apple item at all? Because they unfortunately are not on Android at all.
Yeah, I've got an iPhone, but I have not. Generally speaking, I use GIMP.
Bring out the GIMP.
I use GIMP and I make my own stuff. But I mean, I really, even more so, as I've gotten busier in my life, becoming the head coach and and then the owner of my gym, all of that, it really kind of constricts your time a little bit of making customs and doing all that kind of stuff. And so really, for the most part, I just stick to cards now. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe at some point I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I played around with it a little bit here and there. I haven't got them printed up yet myself, but anytime I've seen them, they come out pretty good. So it's like, all right, we'll go ahead and we'll give that a try here at some point this year. What else? I mean, now's a good time, of course. Make sure to check your Sharpies, make sure they're not drying out, make sure you've got good tips on all of them there. Sharpies, paint pens, all that stuff. Pick up some extra photo corners because we're all going to need those at some point during the year. And what else? What other supplies? I mean, what other supplies do you need? What other things do you need to do here to get ready for the season? What do you do besides just, sorting cards, which is obviously, the never-ending thing we're always doing in this hobby?
Yeah, that's for sure. The thing that really that I have to do basically every year is, by the time I've graphed all these games, and now again, I don't live anywhere near a ballpark, and so I'm only graphing, like, I don't know, on the high end, probably 25, 30 games a year. But I mean, the pages in my book, in my binder, just take a beating, and also not just the physical pages, but also the photo corners too, from, especially if you're on a giant trip, like we're going on, it's like you're seeing a team every day. So you're taking cards in, putting cards out, it's like, who knows what happens. You're unclipping pages if you have it in a binder so that you can slide it underneath a net or something like that. It's like, I mean, the pages and the photo corners just take a beating. And so every year I'm stocking up, getting a few, making a few new pages for it, and also, buying some photo corners. So no matter what happens, I can make the proper repairs and keep getting some autos.
I'm finally going to get smart this year. I'm going to make a different binder for every single game, I think, on this trip there, just so I'm not having to, switch them out, switch them in, all that kind of stuff. I can just grab and go, basically, because I did that at spring training last year, and it worked really well, just having one for each team. And I figured, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to do one per game, and that's it. I'll just have to switch them out just a couple times there for when we see a team twice. But we'll see if I've done it kind of differently every single year, it feels like. So this will be... This just kind of, follows on brand for me, I guess, to change it up here one more time. So I'm going to give it a try, see if that works out.
So you're just going to bring 25 binders?
It's going to be small binders. It's basically just photo corners with like those small binder rings around them. So they're not going to be any more than like, a half-inch thick at most, I would think, for each game. So it's going to be, fairly small, at least. It should all be able to fit all these binders into a single box. It's not going to be like, these big 2-inch 3-ring binders or anything like that. We'll see how that goes, at least. So There you go. Hopefully that gives everyone some ideas there on, what to be doing here in the next couple of weeks here as we inch our way closer to the season. And like we said, 12 days till the major league first pitch, and not much longer until we hit the minor league first pitch there as well. And obviously, time to start looking at some TTMs. If you send to active players, hit them up early on in the season there if you haven't already gotten them at spring training. So there you go. Any other thoughts, Arron, on any season prep there? Any other things that should be mentioned in there, you think?
Obviously, the more ready you can be, the better. So yeah, I would bring extra Sharpies. I always bring extra photo corners for when you pop one off accidentally or whatever. And bring some maybe for so that you can help other people, maybe make a friend or two, bring a couple extra cards so you can give them away, kids, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. And that, I think that's the biggest thing there. It's the easiest way to make a connection is though, hey, yeah, here, you need this. Here you go. Boom, done. And suddenly you've got someone to chat with in between signers. So there you go. That is Grapher DIY for this month. We want to remind you that next month or next episode here coming up in 3 weeks, we're going to have Les Wolf on talking about collection protection, how best to protect your items, how best to handle them, anything like that. If you have any questions on it, make sure you send that over to us. We'll have Les answer that during that episode. Arron, once again, what is that email address to send those questions to?
That is ttmcast@yahoo.com.
There you go. So any questions, any comments you have for Les there on collection protection, send them our way. He'll get those answered for you on our April 4th episode. Right now, let's move on into Making the Grade.
From the grading lab to your ears, this is Making the Grade.
Making the Grade covers all things in grading here in our hobby, and we have some February numbers. Went with the entire month here. So, Arron, what do you got here for February from the big 5 grading companies?
For the month of February, PSA graded 1.86 million cards, which is down a few ticks at 3%. CGC graded 451,000 cards, which is down 1%. Beckett graded 88,000 cards, which is up 33% for them. TAG graded 44,000 cards, which is up 15%. And rounding out our list, SGC graded 41,000 cards, which is down 5% for them. All in all, for the month of February, there were a total of 2.48 million cards graded, and that is down overall just a tick at 1%.
So there you go. Once again, thanks to GemRate for providing all of those numbers, as they also give us the Big 3.
This week's Big 3 is brought to you by GemRate.com. Whose cards are hot and whose cards are cold this week? Let's find out from our friends at GemRate.com.
The Big 3 is an exclusive to TTM Cast. You will find these numbers nowhere else, courtesy of GemRate. And we're talking about some individual players and their trends, both the up and downward directions, and even some individual cards as well. Rising up the charts here this past month for the most graded players, Igor Demine is up 108%. Coming in second is the national champion quarterback and Heisman winner, Fernando Mendoza. He's up 87%. And in the number 3 spot, Jalen Johnson, 82% increase on his grading numbers as well. One card that never seems to ever lose momentum and fade away at any point is the 1989 Upper Deck Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card. Activity on that rookie card was up 15% over the last 2 weeks. And it was the second most graded card at PSA over that time period. Only Cooper Flagg's Topps rookie card outpaced it. So always good to see that one up there. Got the junior rookie card. Always a big favorite among collectors, no matter what era you're talking about. Those of us who were around in the 80s and early 90s, of course, big Griffey fans all over the place. Even the kids nowadays still love Griffey whenever they start getting into collecting, it seems like. So always good to see that card getting attention. Meanwhile, on the other side, Arron, who is falling off a little bit here in the last couple of weeks.
The machine, Albert Pujols, who was not a machine because he was down 17% this week. And then we have Xavier Worthy, who was down 20%. And rounding out our list is Josuar Gonzalez, who was down 38%.
Well, there you go. That is the Big 3 here for this episode. And once again, we want to thank GemRate for providing us with all of that info. Follow them on all social media for their daily, monthly, and weekly updates at GemRate. They're on at least Twitter and Instagram that I know of, possibly a couple others as well. And if you want to dig even deeper into some of their numbers, go and check out gemrate.com. Right now, let's go ahead and take a look at this week's TTM Cast Stamp of Approval.
I bet you're wondering who earned this week's TTM Cast Stamp of Approval. Sponsored by Resolution Photo Matching, the industry leader in game-used authentication. Their ResMatch confirms that your item is definitively identical and definitively unique to a player wearing or using that same item, delivering the highest possible added value. They also take their responsibility to the hobby seriously, shown by the creation of the Resolution Advisory Board, made up of top collectors who ensure objectivity and client-first decisions. Visit resolutionphotomatching.com to see their exceptional prices realized and get a quote today.
Well, stamp approvals is just a chance for us to give thumbs up to something, anything from the previous couple of weeks. Sometimes it's sports related, sometimes it's not, sometimes collectibles related, sometimes it's not. This is brought to you by Resolution Photo Matching. This week, my TTM Cast stamp of approval is the MLB Showdown game, but not just the card game. Of course, you know, this is made by Wizards of the Coast from 2000 to 2005. It's a card and dice game. I know, Aaron, you and I have played a couple times there because I've got a whole bunch of them here. And I remember your brother seeing us playing. It's like, what is this? Dugouts and Diamonds, basically like dungeon instead of Dungeons and Dragons there, which is like that's applicable. That's kind of accurate there. But so it's a fun card game for anyone who's never played it. But they have now, somebody at least, that wasn't Wizards of the Coast who did this, is a completely unauthorized version. Somebody has made an online version of it with current Major League players, but it has all the same gameplay, just no strategy cards involved. It's just the dice and cards essentially in there with no strategy, no extra strategy involved. But I played a couple of games of it earlier today. It's been a lot of fun there to get involved in that. They've got a couple tournaments on their site there. So go and check that out. It's at showdown2000.fun. It's free to sign up. I think you get like 30 gems for joining, and you can buy the cards on there using the gems. You get more gems for playing, the more games that you get involved in there. But I think you start out with 30. It costs 15 to get the starter pack, and then booster packs are 3 or 10 or 50, depending on what kind of quality of boosters you want in there. But really cool to get involved and playing around in that. And hopefully they're going to be able to expand it soon to play against the computer. Maybe they'll have strategy cards involved eventually, but that's what I'm hoping, at least. It'd be really cool if they're able to do that. So showdown2000.fun is the website to play MLB Showdown, and that is my stamp of approval for this episode. Aaron, what do you got for yours?
Well, before I get into mine, there's a lot for me to unpack in what you just said. For the first time, yeah. Anytime there's a reference to my brother on the show, which I think this is probably the first one, that's a very deep cut. Anything my brother said. But yeah, shout out to Adam. But yeah, and then you said showdown2000.fun. Man, that's a very interesting name. It sounds like a file name that gave my computer 17 viruses on LimeWire back in the day. But yeah, I'm sure it's a great game. Jesting aside, it has been my stamp of approval is for time off. I work all the time, and so not only work, but I'm also head coach of a competitive team, and so it's the job, and then it's like the job that seems like it never ends, especially when we're in season. And so I have been very very happy to have a little bit of time off. I said this week is spring break for us, and so I got to we ran a couple workouts, but I got to do things other than gymnastics and paperwork.
Nice.
I've been sorting cards. I've been playing Assassin's Creed Shadows. I've been going for walks. Yesterday I got in 16,000 steps. I walked like 7 miles. So yeah, and so today I'm taking it a little bit more easy than that. But yeah, so it's good to have time to explore some other interests other than just my job. And so any time off is always great in my book.
You can't beat time off. I mean, there's just I can't even add anything to that. I mean, it's just like, yeah, that's everyone needs it. Everyone should be getting some of it at some point, and just, yeah, I mean, make the most of it, or just enjoy it, just doing nothing. That's always good too. I'm rambling now. I'm going to stop there and move on to the Vern Rapp Minute. The Vern Rapp Minute is dedicated to the memory of former Major League manager and minor league player Mr. Vern Rapp, who unfortunately died before our show's founder, Jeff Baker, got a chance to mail to him. And so we provide this as a service to the collector community to let you know who has passed away in this world of sports, celebrity, music, movies, and politics, just so that you don't accidentally send to somebody who is not going to be able to sign for you. First off this week, we lost Lou Holtz. Lou, of course, was a legendary college football coach and briefly in the NFL as well. So the 1976 New York Jets and coached for 6 colleges, Notre Dame, from 1986 to 96. In the NCAA, he had a record of 249 wins, 132 losses, and 7 ties. He was a 1988 national champ at Notre Dame. He won multiple awards as a coach, including the Presidential Medal of Freedom. After his coaching career, he went to a broadcasting career with ESPN through 2015. Lou was a good TTMer through about 2024 or so. He was 89 years old.
We also lost Ray Shanky, who was 84 years old. He was an offensive lineman from 1963 to 1975 with the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Redskins. He is a member of the Polynesian Football Hall of Fame, and he was a good TTMer through September.
We also lost Matt Snell just a few days ago. Matt, of course, was a running back for the New York Jets from 1964 to 72. He had cards in the 1964 through 71 Topps football sets. Matt was a 2-time Pro Bowler and was also a member of the Super Bowl III Miracle New York Giants team. The guarantee, of course, won Joe Namath the MVP of that game, but Snell, to me, should have probably been the MVP of that one. He had a great performance on the field there for them. He was also the 1964 AFL Rookie of the Year winner. Matt was a good TTMer through 2022. He was 84 years old.
We also lost Gary Wagner at the age of 85. He was a pitcher from 1965 to 1970 with the Philadelphia Phillies and the Boston Red Sox. He also had a card annually in the top sets from 1966 to 1971. During his career, he had 15 wins and 22 saves. He was a good TTMer through last month.
And lastly, over in the world of hockey, we lost Troy Murray this about a week ago. Troy was a center from 1981 to 1996, mostly with the Chicago Blackhawks, but also played with the Winnipeg Jets, Ottawa Senators, Pittsburgh Penguins, and Colorado Avalanche. He was in a whole bunch of sets regularly from 1984-85 all the way through the 95-96 season. He was the winner of the Selke Trophy in 1986 and also a Stanley Cup winner in 96 with the Colorado Avalanche. And a fun fact, he is 18th all-time on the Chicago Blackhawks in assists. And that's a pretty loaded historical team right there. So to be top 20 in that category, pretty nice there. Troy was a good TTMer through 2023. He was 63 years old. Well, if you lost anyone this week, our thoughts are certainly with you as we move on in now to our TTM returns.
Was our mailbox full this week? Let's take a look at this week's TTM returns.
Well, the good news is both Arron and I seem to have had a fairly full mailbox here. So I'll go through mine quickly here before we get into his as well. But I had 8 of them total come in this week, and you'll see some heavy Cleveland influence here to start things out. As let's see, out of my first 5 that I got in, 4 of them have some Cleveland connection there. So got back Kurt Wardle, former Tribe pitcher, in about 2 weeks. Also, Rich Thompson, who was with the Tribe and with the Montreal Expos later in his career, signed for me in 3 weeks. Mike Schooler mostly of the Seattle Mariners. He was a closer for them for a number of years, late 80s, early 90s, signed for me in 3 months via the school that he teaches at now. Yes, his name is Schooler, and he signs through a school. So, yeah, it kind of works out well there for him post-career. Got back Bake McBride as well from a private mail-in signing. I think it was $15 was the cost on that. So got a set need of his finished off. Also got back another former Cleveland pitcher in Ken Schramm. Took 3 weeks to his home here in Texas. I believe he's just kind of outside the DFW area. If I think it might be in Weatherford, if I remember right. So not too far from this area. From the Padres, got Corey Spangenberg back through his home address. Took about 3 months to get him back. And then just today, 2 of them rolling in with former Vikings tight end Steve Jordan signing for me in about 4 months. And former well-traveled pitcher, he was with the Cubs, the Giants, the Pirates, and the Yankees, Rick Russell, signed for me in about 3 weeks. Nice to see Russell signing for free once again, because he got pretty well flooded there for a while in the mid-2010s or so and started saying, nope, we're not doing this anymore. And there was $5 a card, and now he's back to free again. So hopefully he doesn't start getting flooded by people anymore after that. But nice to get all of those ones back. Arron, what do you got for your mailbox?
All right. Yeah, I had a few as well. Good. I should last not being kicked off the show. One more show. So I got back George Martin, former New York Giants great. He signed 3 of 3 for me, and then he also included a nice little note thanking me for being a fan on the back of my note. So always good to get a little extra correspondence with the players. I got back former Hawk, Mookie Blaylock. He signed 2 for me, and that one's a little nostalgic. Back, I used to watch him play in the 90s, and so it's good to get him back.
Fun fact there, Mookie Blaylock was the original name of the band Pearl Jam.
I feel like you told me that before.
I may have made mention of it there, but that's also why their debut album was called 10, because that was Mookie Blaylock's number at the time. So the more you know.
Drew Pelto making us all smarter one dumb fact at a time.
Exactly. Yes. It's what I do.
So yeah, any 90s basketball is really kind of my wheelhouse, you know. Then I got back former Montreal Expos, I guess it would be Ryan McGuire. He was nice enough to sign 3 of 3 for me, and Franklin Stubbs, former Milwaukee Brewer and Houston Astro. He signed 4 of 4 for me from his house. I believe it's in Kentucky. I got some football back. Former Chicago Bears Jim Morrissey was nice enough to sign and personalize 3 of 3. And I was very happy about this one. Normally I had seen that Ryan Nassib had been signing in a ballpoint pen, but I was lucky enough to get the Sharpie, former New York Giants quarterback. So yeah, they look a lot better in the Sharpie, and so I'm happy he decided to switch over. And then I believe it was just yesterday I got back a former Baltimore Colt, so quite a while ago, former Baltimore Colt tight end, I believe Reese McCall, also signed 3 of 3 for me. And then you were talking about your 2 that they got here today. I also had 2. One of those was former Houston Astro and Brave Evan Gaddis. I never got him before, even during all the years that we were slogging around at the heat at the ballpark in Arlington, trying to get Astros autographs in the unbalanced schedule days when they'd come in 15 times a year. So it was nice to get him. And then lastly, I got back one of the 2 cards that I sent to Walt Williams, former Sacramento King. And yeah, so that rounds out my week. I did send out 12 more this week to help with my fitness goals. I actually went to the nearest post office with my cards in hand. So losing some pounds and sending off some through the mails. I can't think of anything better than that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I need to get going with writing some more here, because I have 5 sitting here addressed and stamped and cards pulled, and I just need to write the letters on them, which is like, yeah, I'll get to that here in a bit. But yeah, I gotta get in gear on those, and hopefully buy another gigantic batch of stamps after that, and hopefully that'll keep me good to go through at least into the fall, maybe the entire year. But yeah, I got to get back on the blue pony here, there, and get to writing. So There you go. Cool to see 12 more sent out for you there. So hopefully your mailbox will be full because, I mean, unless I get it in gear soon, mine's not going to be. So, we're going to be relying on you to keep the show going, basically, is what I'm saying right now.
I tell everybody, hey, leave me alone. I got to write these so I don't get kicked off the show.
Exactly. Well, that about does it for this fortnight's episode. Once again, thanks to Arron for sitting in the co-host seat, for Ruthie for providing all the production work to get this from our mouths out to your ears. Our next show will be, as I said, on April the 4th. So taking a couple weeks off here. So we'll be coming back to you in about 3 weeks, as we'll have Les Wolf on talking about collection protection. If you have any questions for Les on how best to protect some of your items, make sure you send them to us. Arron, one more time, what is that email address?
Well, that would be ttmcast@yahoo.com.
So get those on to us before April 1st, if we can there, just to make sure we can get those through to Les. And with that being said, any other thoughts before we go ahead and call an end to this one?
No, I'm looking forward to baseball season. I'm looking forward to our trip this summer, and I'm looking forward to finding out who's finally signing at the National. So go get on it.
Yes, I mean this is I will say the last couple of years they've been kind of early on getting the info out, whereas 2022 they didn't really start getting much out at all until like April or May, if I remember right. So they're kind of back to their normal schedule, which kind of sucks. But at the same time, it's like, well, I guess they're just ahead of schedule maybe the last couple of years. But hopefully this is it's still annoying though when I've gotten used to it being out the last couple. So hopefully we'll have some info soon, and we'll know who we're going to see here this summer as we inch closer to that trip and closer to the start of baseball season here. Once again, wishing you many happy returns. We will see you next month on TTM Cast.
Everyone, be good.